Imagine, it's a typical weekend morning, you've eaten breakfast, and you're ready to start all of the housework that you put off during the week because other things took priority. And now you've got a mountain of laundry coming out of the laundry basket, the bathroom needs scrubbed and the floors need swept, and it just sounds like it's going to be a rough couple of hours, right? Wrong. This is when I would listen to an audiobook. And I know what you're saying, audiobooks are boring, they're going to put me to sleep, it's going to be some guy talking to me in a boring, monotonous tone, and I'm just not going to enjoy it. Let me tell you, the audiobooks have come a long way since their creation. Now, you're going to get an entire cast of characters. Each character will have their own persona and voice. You'll have music in the background. You'll have soundboard bite effects to sound effects that are just going to build the ambiance in every scene. You'll feel like you can really see what's happening. And that's why I think audiobooks are such a great way to pass the time. I personally love audiobooks because they're that great escape from reality. You can use them to de-stress at the end of the day, and you can learn anything you want using audiobooks. First, I want to talk about how I use audiobooks to get that escape from reality. When I come across a boring, monotonous task, I just put an audiobook in, and when I listen to that audiobook, I'm not focused on the task at hand. I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm intrigued by the audiobook. So when I think back on days where I had all those chores like I talked about in the beginning, I don't remember folding every single piece of clothes. I don't remember every rep I did in the gym. What I do remember is the excitement that I got while listening to a story or a new podcast, learning something new. And so it's true what they say. Time flies when you're having fun. So if you put in an audiobook and you're listening to something fun, time's going to fly. That's especially true during those monotonous tasks. An equally important reason that I enjoy audiobooks is that you can use it to de-stress at the end of the day. Let's say you've had a particularly frustrating day at work and you come home and you just don't want to be in a grumpy mood anymore. You put on an inspiring podcast or an inspiring story and you'll immediately have your mood boosted to something that it wasn't already. It's very similar to music. Now, where audiobooks sort of draw the line between music and TV is they're a little bit better. Unlike TV, you can take an audiobook anywhere. So you come home from work and you need to cook dinner, audiobook time. Walk the dog, audiobook. Go to do a workout, audiobook. Audiobooks are music and TV combined. They're going to change your mood, they're going to give you that escape from reality, and just ultimately make you feel better at the end of the day. Finally, I want to talk about why audiobooks can teach you anything you want to learn. Well, audiobooks have been recorded for any subject out there, from learning a new language to deep diving into a new science. There's an audiobook out there for it. And because audiobooks are so engaging nowadays, it might be easier to learn using an audiobook. Also, you don't have to set time aside necessarily to listen to an audiobook. I listened to a Spanish learning audiobook for the better part of 6 months, just driving to and from work. And now I'm able to have simple conversations with my in-laws. Y mis suegros están muy felices porque yo conozco un poco español. And I can go on and on about why audiobooks are so great, but I'll stick with the three that I've talked about, and that's because they can give you that escape from reality. You can de-stress from the end of the day, and you can learn anything that you want from audiobooks. Audiobooks are great. You can just learn from them. You can do all these different things. And that's essentially what human knowledge is. It's just passed down stories. So when you're listening to a story through an audiobook, you're learning something new. If that story was written by somebody outside of the country or even outside of your state, you might get a different insight or perspective from somebody else. And that's why I truly think with audiobooks, anything is possible.